So this is a 1980 Mercedes-Benz 450 SL. I'm in the process of restoring this. Today I will be cleaning the engine. Engine has a lot of dust and gunk everywhere from the painting and so forth. Things I will not be using any degreasers as such. I will be using just the regular car wash fluid. That's the degreaser. It's a mild degreaser, and I might even use some little bit of dish soap as well. The reason that I'm not using any harsh chemicals, this is a 37-year-old car. I don't need to make any more damage. So I will be covering with tin foil. So I have Walmart brand tin foil. So I'll be covering my distributor cap, my alternator, electrical junction here, so I don't want any moisture getting there. I will be covering my intake. This is a carburetor car, so I'll be covering my intake. And I'm not using a pressure washer. I am using just a regular hose, a water hose, and I will control it with my hand, thumb control. And I'm looking to see any electrical wires that needs to be covered. Okay, keep in mind, this is a 37-year-old car. I don't want to make any kind of things that will cause any more damage to this car, so I can keep this car for another 30-40 years. So I start the car. I brought it to 85 degrees temperature, which is the running temperature for this car. So I'm going to let it cool down a little bit. Then I will apply my degreaser, just a regular car wash. I don't want to put any chemicals. I may have to do this thing a couple of times just to get this thing right. But I'm just going to take my own cool time to get this thing done. I'm not going to apply any engine shine. Any of those things. Well, I might if I really want it to look really nice. So it's up to you. You guys can put just the engine gunk remover, whatever that you want, but I'm just going to use a mild degreaser. Even I'll put some little bit of dish soap to get this thing done. So I may have to do it a couple of times. I covered the points that with tin foil. The reason that I use tin foil, it doesn't fly away. It stays there when I'm putting a little bit of water. Again, I'm just using a regular hose, and I'm not putting any pressure, not high pressure at least, just to give it a little bit of a gentle wash. So I put car wash liquid and a little bit of dish soap. So I'm just going to mist it first to get everywhere. Then I will go with a little bit of a heavy spray. All I want to do is just let it get soaked. Then after that, I'm going to let it sit for 20 minutes or so. I'll go and cut some grass. And the engine is warm enough, so it will start getting all this dirt out. So I sprayed the whole bottle on this one, so I can see. This may take a little bit of elbow grease as well. I can see the difference. I'm not sure whether, yeah, you can see the difference as well. So it's pretty much cleaned out, so you may need a little bit of elbow grease, but I'm seeing the difference with just the soap, something mild degreaser rather than using a heavy degreaser, because this is water based. You can use oil based, so something like this may be a little difficult to clean with just dish soap. So you may need a degreaser. And if you want to get this, say if I'm going to sell this car, yes, I would be using a little bit of a heavy degreaser to get these things out. But at this point, I'm just going to enjoy this car. It took me about a year and a half to restore this car. Still not done, so I'm just going to keep it for a while. So yeah, you need to use your elbow grease to remove most of the degrease, most of this gunk here. So I'm just going to take my own cool time, just do it one step at a time. So I'm just going to go and cut some grass on the next 20 minutes and then come back and hose it off. Just about 20 minutes or so. It's kind of dried out, most of it. So I shouldn't have waited 20 minutes. I should have got it done in about 10 minutes. However, I'm just going to rinse this off and see. Then I did get some soap water into a bucket, so I will use a rag to clean this one off. So let me just go ahead and start hosing this off. So I'm not putting that much of pressure on the water, so I can see it's going. So I'm just going to simply just rinse this off. So it's going. It's not the best, but at least it's better than what it used to be. So the tough ones, yes, they are not going. So I may have to use a degreaser, but the other ones are just, so it's much better now. The hood. So gentle wash. I'm not putting that much of pressure because I don't want anything to be broken or damaged. This one. I rinsed off most of the soap, so most of the debris also got washed away. I'm just using a little shop rag with some soap water and clean it off. So after spending about 30 minutes or so with the rag or with the shop towel, I cleaned most of the grease out. So this is what it looks like. It's not the best. Also not clean this one because it was closed. It's not the best looking car or the looking engine. However, just by using regular car wash and detergent, this is what I was able to get. So I could not get to these inside areas. So for example, that well, it's not clean. So I may have to go and get some sort of a degreaser and clean it. So I could not even clean some of these areas, even this. So I had to use a little bit of a heavy duty one, but I'm pleased with just a little bit of regular dish soap and some car washing liquid. I was able to get the engine to a better, at least appearance wise it's better. So now the moment of truth is I had to go and start the car. So let me start the car. I start the car, I'm going to let it run for about 5 minutes or so with the hood open. Then I'm going to close it and then let it run for 15 minutes or so. So the reason that I did not want to use heavy pressure hoses or high pressure hose, so things can break off. I'm not sure if it's the old one or if it just broke off. So just to prevent any of these things coming off. So overall it's good, and I will use some sort of a degreaser to finish off the rest. But I'm very pleased